can tell that, yeah, it's about the right tempo, and you seem to be aware about what's going on. Okay, so your updates is always how do I say, useful for me. I always listen to my students' updates, right? Okay, then if there is nothing else, do you have any homework to discuss?
I think I do, but it's basically finished already, so yeah.
Mhm. No, you cannot. We cannot try. So I wanted to try with you looking at the Zoom. So never mind, never mind. That'll be next week. All right. So you finish your homework. That
Yep.
means you don't seem to have much problem, right?
Yep.
And uh, is secondary one tiring you, more than expected?
Not necessarily. Was expecting
Mm-hmm.
more workload and more stuff to do,
Not
so
yet.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. All right. Then, do you have in mind what you want to do today?
I think I wanna get back to the algebra.
Mhm. That
Yeah.
means you want to go forward lah,
Yeah.
look to the future.
Yep.
All right. Then let's continue from what we did last time, right? Now you go back to page 4 for a while, right? Mm,
Okay.
Okay. I am going to share my screen, but you don't look at my screen sharing. It's for recording purpose. You want to
Mm.
focus on your own Jamboard because you can then write and everything.
Okay.
That's normally what we do lah. So you don't worry about my screen sharing. Let me just do that. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, all right. Okay, looks good. Okay, my color is red and black, and you can use anything else. Okay, so I give you two types of question, right? Two types of question.
Mm-hmm.
The first one and the second one lah. The second one, you could figure out this first one, and then I change to 4, and then suddenly the answer is not as nice as number 2 lah,
Yeah.
right? Because of that, this becomes normal kind of in secondary one. In primary, they will stick with nice numbers, I guess.
Mm.
So if your answer is not nice, you kind of can sense, oh, something is wrong, something like that.
Mm.
Okay. In secondary one or secondary, you cannot do that any longer. This can be a correct answer, and that's why I teach you first how to confirm.
Mm.
Okay. I didn't even teach you the methods first. I teach you how to confirm whether your answer is right or wrong, because you will be much more stable that way. Something like that.
Yep.
You'll be able to troubleshoot yourself and so on and so forth. Right? So now, this is the algebra called Doldor. Do you still remember what Doldor is?
Yeah. Anything you do to the left, you do to the right.
Right? So I'll just explain a little bit why that is so, right? It always works, but why? Okay. So for example, you know that 16 is equal to 12 over 2, lah, correct?
Yep.
That's easy, right? Okay. So what happens if I decide to plus 1 the left-hand side? Can I do that?
Uh, yes. But then the fraction will be
Hmm,
different.
correct. Then it is no longer equal.
Yeah.
Right? So if I want to plus 1, I can no longer hold to this equality, this equal sign, this equation, so to speak, right?
Mm.
Now, if I do that,
Then it's equal.
yeah, then it's fine. Now, let me ask you something. Let me ask something. When you see this plus sign and plus 1 in your mind, right? In your mind, do you have to confirm first? Wait, 6 plus 1 is 7, right? Okay, then 12 divided by 2 is 6, right? 6 plus 1, 7. Oh, yeah, yeah, both are 7 and 7. Do you have to do that in your mind?
No.
And I will agree with you. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You just see the fact that I changed the left-hand side, but I also changed the right-hand side, and they are both the same as gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter what changes I introduce. Now, let me give you an example, another example. For example, the change I introduce is something that you have never seen before, and you're not gonna see them in secondary 1. So I'm introducing a change that happens in secondary 2 or secondary 3. So
Okay.
power of 4, power of 4. Do you even know what this means?
Um, there's this 6, you times it by 4, 6.
Fine.
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
times.
correct, correct. You are absolutely correct. Okay? Your math knowledge is good, even though you're not going to use this in second one. My question is, can I do this or not?
Yes.
Correct. Actually, by right, you do not need to hesitate at all. Because I do the same thing to the left and to the right, it will always be correct one.
Mm.
Always and always. There is no need for confirmation. That's a principle. If I do the same thing, they will both change and become, the
Yeah.
same thing, even though they change, something like that. Okay, that's a very long way of saying dollar lah. Whatever you do
Mm.
left, you do right.
Yeah.
So, for the first time and hopefully the last time, could you just press your calculator? Is 6 to the power 4 really, really equal to 12 divided by 2 to the power of? Really? Just check once lah.
Okay. Yep. It is.
Now, this illustrates the principle of door. It's not that you need to confirm using a calculator. It's more like you don't need to. But if you confirm, you'll be fine.
Mm.
Okay, okay, so that's door. Now, I'll test you a little bit. Am I doing door or not, basically? Yeah. So, right? Okay, and then like that.
No.
And this will be wrong. I mean, you should assume that this is wrong. Lah. You cannot do this. I cannot do that. Sorry, I cannot do that. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now try that. Okay, times 2, and then times 2. Can I do this or not?
No.
Well, in this case, surprisingly, I can, even though the presentation is bad.
Yep.
I mean, to
Okay.
avoid confusion, I should write this lah, please lah. Why
Yeah.
do I want to confuse? I should write this one. But this one, by math, is the same as this one. Not every time, right? It's the same, but by
Oh,
math,
okay.
it is the same lah.
Yeah.
But I'm not suggesting this. This is still not a good presentation.
Mm.
This is not a good one. If you want to do it this way, this is great. Okay,
Sure.
why
Yeah.
bother? Why confuse ourselves when this is supposed to be principle?
Yeah.
Okay, clear, yeah? Okay. Now, my first teaching for you regarding door is just like that. It's by principle, it is always correct one.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, so comes the second principle, I guess. You must choose which door, because you can basically do everything. Okay, now 3x minus 1 equals to 4 is the same question. Now, let me ask you lah. Let me ask you. Can I do minus 4 and minus 4? Can or not?
Mm.
By the first principle, you should say, of course you
Yes.
can.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm just door. It's just a door one.
Yeah.
I can do that. But the question is it beneficial or not? That's the second question, though. The first question is, of course, I can do
Yeah.
whatever you want, right? Okay. So this is 0, right, on the right-hand side, and this is 3x minus 5, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you think about it, sometimes you don't, depends on how good you are, but see, I do for you already. Now, do you think this is a door, which is useful?
No.
Do you like it? then even though you can do it, doesn't mean that you should do it,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't mean, right? So I will teach you the complete principle of the second one. The second principle to decide what is good or no, it's good. What is useful or not is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
In this type of question, what you want at the end is x equals to something at the
Mm.
end. This is the
Okay.
end. Okay, not the first one. The first one doesn't end like this. The second one always end like this, right? So observe the end. Observe the end. Look at this x for a while. How many x's do you see?
One.
One. There is one x. Do
Yep.
you see him with anybody else?
No.
So it is alone.
Yes.
Okay, there's one x. It is alone, and I'll add one more criteria. It is on top. What I mean on top is on the numerator side. What do I mean is that sometimes you will see questions like this. All right. So that x is not on top low, that x is on the denominator side. You have to do something to make it.
Mm.
Okay. So, but this guy will also end like this. X equals to something, which is to say 1x, the x is alone, and the x is on top.
Mm.
By that principle, you see your starting point, no? Hey, you focus on the x. You don't have to focus on the 4 too much. You don't have to. You don't have to. Doesn't matter too much.
Yep.
You see that this x, there's one x, so it's great, right?
Yep.
One x. But it is not alone.
Yeah.
And it is on top also. So you only have to solve one problem. The problem is you just want to make that x alone.
Mm.
And that guides your dollar. Okay, now obviously I did it for you. Plus one and plus one. I can do that, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's the result of plus one. The x is getting more lonelier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I divide by 3 and divide by 3 and I complete my objective. The x becomes alone.
Okay. Yep.
In the sense, the objective is not 5 over 3, you know. That's not the objective. The objective is to make x alone.
Mm. Okay.
If you understand that, then you're focusing on the right thing, not the wrong things or not the unnecessary things.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay. Yep.
So those are the two things you do to do dollar properly, right? There'll be other things like negative, what to do, fraction, what to do. But the basics of algebra is just those.
Mm.
If you have any questions,
Nope.
let's go to the next page, and let's ignore the first type of questions, right?
Yep.
Let's go to the next page. Now, let's make some random questions, right? With an
Yep.
equal sign. Okay. You're gonna write your something, something, something x here. Go ahead, write it on the right-hand side. Write something.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right.
Mm.
Maybe, I don't know, plus or minus another number. Okay, something like so that's on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, 1 minus, I don't know, x. Okay, 1 minus x.
Mm-hmm.
The final answer will always be x equals to something, right? In this
Yep.
situation, 1 alone on top,
Mm-hmm.
right? 1 alone on top. So do whatever you want. Please do your dodo.
All right.
I'll stop here for now. I'll stop here for now.
Yep.
Okay. Thing first, there is in the if this is a equation question, let's call this an equation question, right? You have an
Okay.
equal sign left, and you no longer have this equal sign here.
Oh yeah.
For a lot of good reasons, because um, even though x is equals to x, but very frequently 1 minus x is no longer equal to x.
Mm.
This is not equal to that in that sense. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. 5x plus 5 is not equal to 5x plus 6, obviously, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not equal to 4x and yada yada. So this is not the same as that, but this is the same as that. That is our focus. So no equal sign here because it does confuse us. It doesn't make sense, so to speak. Can
Mm.
ya? Maybe in another question you want to put your traditional equal sign here. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe for another time. Now, and then let's observe this. Let's observe this. When you plus one here, think about it. It seems that your goal is to make this guy disappear. It
Yeah.
seems. It seems to me. But 1 plus 1 doesn't make 1 disappear.
Is it -1?
If that makes sense. If you want this guy to disappear somehow, for whatever reason, then it should be -1, not +1.
Oh yeah.
Now don't correct it yet. Makes sense, yeah?
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to think a little bit for a while before you get to the habit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Secondly, when you do this, of course, 4x divided by 4 does becomes x, but
Mm-hmm.
you forgot to apply it here. You didn't apply it here. You see it? This seems untouched by your door. It should have
Yeah.
been 1/4 x, something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
It should be
Okay.
one
Yep.
quarter. So you did the method correctly here, but you didn't carry through. Something like that.
Mm.
Okay, something like that. Because door is supposed to affect both sides. Then the same thing here, look. You try to, you try to make this S6 disappear. Seems like a good idea. 6 minus
Mm-hmm.
6, which is great, but this should have been x minus 6. Should have been.
Mm. Okay.
So again, you didn't carry through. You didn't carry
Mm.
through. Okay. All these mistakes doesn't mean that you are bad. It means you're learning one. Okay, you're learning.
Yep.
Okay. You're clear with all those mistakes?
Yep.
I make my own mistake. I didn't teach you the priority. So I'm going to write down TOP, one alone. So remember this as TOA, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So put it on the top. There's only one X and the X should be alone. The alone criteria is the last criteria usually. So this is a strong recommendation. First, you got to make sure that if there is excess on the bottom, you better make it to the top. That's the first priority. Is
Mm.
there a top problem here?
Yep.
Is there a top problem here?
Mm.
A top problem looks like this, something like that, for example.
Doesn't have
This is
one.
a top problem. Yeah, so this guy has no top problem, which is great, right? Top problem is usually a bit more confusing to solve,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, move on to the next priority. Now, this is my mistake because I didn't explain to you that the priority should be like that most of the time. Does it have a one problem?
Uh, yes.
Because there are two x's.
Yeah.
According to the priority, solve that one first. You might not know why, but that is my strong recommendation.
Mm.
Okay. After that, you solve the alone problem, which you seem to be trying to solve from the start. That's not your fault because the previous example only has one x. You
Mm-hmm.
only have the alone problem to solve anyway, right?
Mm.
So now change your priority. Rewrite the question, it's just the same one, and then try to solve the one problem first. If we cannot, we talk about it.
Okay. Um.
You have one problem. There are two, right?
Yeah.
If
Uh,
you have one problem, which means two, now you want to combine them, so to speak lah. Correct or not? So to speak.
uh,
Okay. So you, I mean, roughly speaking, you have two options. Very simple one. You want this guy to disappear, or you want this guy to disappear, right? That's just the two options. I mean, up to you, just choose the easiest option lah. What kind of door will make this guy disappear or this guy disappear? Choose your target first.
the 1x. No, x, just x.
Okay, so this not called X. You could guess it. Okay, this is like negative or minus X, and you gotta consider this minus to kind of be attached or belonging to this X. Why? Very simple. Because if I want this guy to disappear, I cannot do a minus X.
Mm,
That would be wrong. I gotta do a plus X,
plus x. Okay.
right?
And
And let's see what happened. Tell me on the left-hand side what happened.
uh, it'll be 2x
1
or
minus
1
X
plus x.
plus X. Think about it. What happened? 1 minus X plus X.
It'll become just 1.
Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Minus X and plus X, so to speak, cancel each other, and that's your design, no? That's what you want. Yeah, correct. I wanted that. I achieved
Mm,
that, right? I achieved that.
okay.
Okay. Now, remember, we are solving the one problem. So let's see whether we did that. 4x plus 5 plus x, what does it become?
5x?
Does that make sense? There are 4x's here. We add another x, so it becomes 5x. Like.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So your dot is done properly. And the question is it useful?
Yes.
Why is it useful?
Because now we only have 1x. I mean,
So you
x.
solve the one problem.
Yep.
Okay. Extremely useful, like extremely useful.
Yep.
Okay. Now, at this point, I want to clarify one thing. The goal is written as x equals to something. There seems to be an additional requirement called putting the final x on the left. You will notice that this is on the right.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah? You will notice that.
Uh-huh.
Uh, in this case, I might differ from your teacher. I hope not, because your teacher seems like a good teacher, and he should therefore be open-minded and teach a method that makes sense instead of just being rigid. Like, I was
Mm.
hoping that you will be like that.
Yeah.
So now I will say my opinion. And then after a certain point, you will notice whether my opinion is the same or different as your teacher.
Mm.
Okay, that is fine. Consider the two opinions, maybe discuss it with me, maybe discuss blah, 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 blah. And then you will come to your own conclusion.
Yep.
You are sec one, you have time to think about all this.
Mm.
Okay? Okay. For
Yeah.
now, I will say my opinion first. I'll say my opinion is I don't care about the left criteria at all.
Okay.
My criteria is top one and alone. Later on, if the result is the x is on the right and this is like that, this is exactly the same as that. And like seriously, nobody cares.
Mm.
But some teacher would care and would force you, and the problem comes when it is forced without a proper, when it's forced rigidly. Then it'll
Mm.
cause all sorts of trouble. I see lah later on.
Yep.
Okay. Now, my opinion is why bother forcing it? Just make the X one and alone, it'll be fine.
Mm.
Okay. So you follow that for now, and then you'll see what your teacher say. Now, you solve the top problem, you solve the one problem. Time for you solve the alone problem. Please try.
Okay. Mm. But then 1 doesn't have like a plus or
Hmm.
minus.
Hmm.
Is that gonna be a problem?
Remember what I teach you? The second principle is you focus on the hex,
Oh yeah.
not on the one doesn't matter. The left-hand side doesn't matter. You focus on where the X is.
Yeah.
Okay? This X has a alone problem, which means this guy is a problem and this guy is a problem. This guy is totally not a problem at all, if that makes sense. Go
Okay.
ahead. Okay, you chose a door. Let's see whether you carried it out. Now, what's stopping you, Jason?
I'm I'm thinking a bit.
Yes, do think. Very good. At this point, you don't know how to check your answer, so I'll say first, Jason, you have carried your door properly.
Okay.
Okay, everything is done properly, but you want to stop now and consider, did you do a useful thing? Remember the problem you're trying to solve. What is the problem you're trying to solve now?
Make X alone.
Right. Did you progress towards that goal?
Yes.
And therefore, seems like what you're doing is useful.
Okay.
Okay. And just to say, if we practice algebra at this level, this is supposed to be practiced like near May, something like that. So this is like, this is not a difficult thing. It's just something that seems to be far in the future. But if you practice this, you automatically encounter negative numbers.
Mm.
So you automatically practice the things that should have come before. And so that's good. We're not
Yeah.
jumping ahead in a wrong way, so to speak, right? You are not. We're not. So please, you may want to do another dodo.
Okay.
You're not respecting the left and right side of things.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Remember, an equation has the left hand side and the right hand side, and you're doing a door, right? You're doing a door.
Yeah.
Right? So you got a -4 on the left hand side, it disappears, kind of disappears. A bit confusing, right?
Mm.
Okay, what's going on here? Wait. I thought what you did was -5 just now, and then you went back to -1, really?
Mm. Yeah. I guess I wanted to get rid of the one.
Again, you're focusing on the wrong thing. But why? Because your goal is x top 1 alone equal to something, correct? That's your goal. Your goal is never about 1 or something on the left-hand side. Your goal is sitting right here. You're doing a proper door, but I'm not sure whether it's useful or not.
Okay.
Okay. Resist that temptation, consider your options and consider your goal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't just do something to the left-hand side, something like that. Don't just do that.
Okay.
All right. The left-hand side is done properly. And you are correct. Okay. Now I'm gonna stop you here a bit. Okay.
Yep.
Because this is something that you'll be learning very soon. Right? So
Okay.
what happens when this whole thing is divided by 5? Now, I believe your 5x divided by 5 is x. I believe this is correct. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, consider what you're trying to do. All the right-hand side divided by 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You think carefully. 5x plus 5 divided by 5. The 5x becomes x. The 5 remains. This is currently what you're doing. Just consider it for a while. Does it make sense or not? I would like to explain it if you need.
Uh, for me, that was a mistake. I forgot to write 1. I
All
think
right.
it was supposed to be 1.
And I would believe that you are correct. There are ways to check this, but for now, you seem correct. Okay, so please change this to 1. All right, now it's correct.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I want to underline that you did something different. You didn't do -5 minus 5. You do divide by 5, divide by 5.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember that you did -5 minus 5 just now?
Yeah.
However, I don't think you are wrong. I don't think. Remember
Okay.
the goal. Top 1 alone. Are
Yep.
you closer to the goal? All right,
Yes.
then you might be doing something right. That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. Hey, maybe. Why don't you complete your work?
Okay.
Your daughter seems to be you seems to be proposing something good. Are you saying that your right hand side is done?
Mm, I don't think so.
X plus 1 minus 1 becomes
Becomes X.
seems correct to me.
Yep.
Then your left hand side, you can mental, you can calculate that. For now, up to you lah.
Okay. Um, I think it's finished. The right hand side is finished. I mean
Yeah,
left.
which is great. Now, how about the left hand side? So suddenly you must write something, right? 1 over 5 minus 1. You gotta write something.
Yeah.
You can use calculator
Okay.
if you want.
-4 out of 5.
Right. You go and write it down first. Now, that's not a nice number, right?
Yeah.
Uh, maybe you're feeling a slight issue because you may realize you are at the end.
Yeah.
there's nothing else you can do. I mean, presentation wise, you want to flip it to the left. I mean, to me, I'll close it here. Doesn't matter,
Yep.
right? Okay, that's the final answer. Now, is there anything you can do to make yourself feel better? Because this is not a very nice number. It's negative somewhere. You have never gotten a negative result in primary school. Never.
Yep.
So, is there anything that you can do to make you feel better?
Mm, combine the fraction and the x.
Yes, the first thing I taught you, right? You can
Yep.
always confirm your answer to the original question. Final
Yep.
answer, original question. Hey, the original question have two x's. What are you supposed to do?
Mm,
Of course, you put it to the left and you also put it to the right. Of course.
yep.
Okay, let's
Yep.
try the left-hand side. Let's try the left-hand side first and tell me what happened on the left-hand side. Original question.
X became -4 out of 5.
And what happened to the left-hand side, right?
Yeah.
Because now x is a number. Certainly
Yep.
something can happen and you should be using your calculator. You should be.
Yep.
So again, what happened to the left-hand side?
Um, X became a number.
I know, the whole of the left-hand side, remember, the left-hand side is not x. The
Oh,
left-hand side, 1 minus x.
yeah.
So 1 minus -4 over 5. And, that would be,
That would be 5 out of -5 out of 5.
okay. In your calculator, you're supposed to type 1
Yeah.
minus -4 over 5. Remember to use the negative sign, right?
Yep.
Okay, and the result will be,
9 out of 5.
okay, 9 out of 5, which what the heck is this, right? The answer
Yeah.
is we are not done. The answer is we're not done yet.
Yeah.
The answer is we are not done yet because there is a right-hand side.
Uh-huh.
So you do the same thing, for
And
bracket, you can immediately do this. For bracket my -4/5 plus 5. You can do this in your calculator. Right? You're getting used to it, okay? You're going to do this in school anyway. So,
okay. It's also 9 out of 5.
right. So the left-hand side, when you sub in your final answer, becomes 9/5. The right-hand side becomes 9/5. What do you think? What does this mean?
Uh,
It means something. It means something good. It means something bad. I'm confused. What is it?
they're both the same.
In the original question, the left-hand side is the same as the right-hand side
Mhm.
in the original question, based on your final answer. Good news, bad news, confusing, I don't know.
Pretty confusing.
Pretty confusing. Then
Yeah.
I will, because we have 1 more minute, I will ask you to
Yeah.
do one last thing. Okay. I'm going to let you choose a final answer out of nowhere, which is nicer than -4/5. Give me a nicer number, please. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Uh, 1 out of 5.
Don't you want to make it even nicer than that?
5 out of 5.
One, one. Okay,
Oh
one.
yeah, just one.
Okay.
Yeah, just do it.
Thank you, good. Okay. So we're saying I wish the answer is one. It's more comforting, right?
Yeah.
Let's be fair. Okay. So hey, same thing. What comforting or not comforting? I teach you to confirm. How do you confirm? You put it, onto the original question. So 1 minus 1, it became the left hand side became.
Came.
Come on, 1 minus 1 is easy.
Yeah, it's 0.
Right. So the left hand side is now 0. That's not a wonder because we changed the x ma. So the
Yeah.
number should be different. It's no longer 95.
Yeah.
The question is, what happened to the right hand side? So 4 times 1, right? 4
Yep.
times 1 plus 5. And that will become, come on, 4 times
Which
plus 5
is
is
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you sum this made up answer, comforting x equals to 1, left hand side is 0, right hand side is 9.
Yep.
What does this mean?
Uh, left hand side is smaller than the right hand side.
Which is not equal, which means that comforting answer is wrong.
Okay.
Because when you sub in that answer, the left hand side is not equal to the right hand side. By
Yeah.
right, according to the question, it
Mhm.
should be. When you sub in this weird answer, because we make ourselves our weird question, you come up with a confusing number, but the confusing number is the same both left and right.
Mm.
So therefore, your confusing answer here must be correct. It must be correct,
Okay.
if that makes some sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you another comforting number, -1.
Okay.
Okay, -1. It's less, it's more comforting than -4/5, correct or not?
Yep.
Okay. I want you to test it out on the original question. What is your conclusion? And then we can end today. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to greet Abigail first. Yeah. Abigail, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Abigail. Help me out a bit. I forgot whether I have given you something important. That something important is this guy. Can you see that in my video? This white box thing that can fold up and become, the phone holder and everything. Have I given you this last?
Yeah.
Okay. Today, I will wait. I keep forgetting things. Last time when we do online, have you used this before?
No.
Today, that's the first thing we learn to use. Okay. Would you please take this first and then tell me when you have it already.
Okay.
Then we'll have a better tuition. Okay, way better. Okay, Jason, are you having difficulty testing this and this other,
Yeah, kind of.
okay, very simple. You put it on the left-hand side, 1 minus -1. Okay, what does that become?
It should be 2.
And you are correct. On the left-hand side is 2. Then you put it on the right-hand side, 4 times -1, right? Plus 5. What does that become?
1.
1. As comforting as -1 is, 2 is not equal to 1.
Yeah.
Comforting as it is. It is better than 0 and 9. They are now close, that is actually an indication that your answer is closer by -1. -1 is a closer answer than 1, but it's still wrong. It's still wrong. Okay? And therefore, this answer is also wrong. And again, -4/5 is correct. In fact, this is the only number where the answer is correct. The only number is -4/5.
Okay.
That is a lot to learn, but that's because we are way ahead. Look, we are way ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we are way ahead, we are taking it very slow. Okay. Because you start a bit late, time is up.
Yep.
Whatever confusion you have, we're gonna carry it to next week because you can afford it. It doesn't matter. Your class is not here yet.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. All right.
All right.
Any other questions, Jason?
No. Pretty clear with everything.
Then for this week, let's end today, and I will see you next Thursday or at church when I'm giving you this.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Okay. Bye bye, Jason.
Hi, I already
Yep,
took
Abigail.
out.
Cool, Abigail. Right. Okay. So this one first, right? Okay, I'm gonna help you. Just gonna remind you how to do it. Okay. The first action is always the hardest one. There's this guy. You're supposed to push this up, something like that. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right. And then with a little strength, you have to pull this up. Maybe you do this and then pull it up, something like that. And then as a result, you can do this lah.
Yes.
Okay. If you're done, this needs to be locked because if not, it will, it will drop. But if you lock it nicely and tight, very tight, and then it will no longer drop, which is very good for us.
Okay.
Okay. The second action also needs some power. First section, I pull up. Seconds. Oh, okay. I'm aiming for this special joint. Okay, that means there you go. Yeah, that's my first section hidden here. My second section, don't worry, this is very sturdy. First section, second section, and I better pull up the third section. So between the second and the third section, there is this special joint which allows it. Okay, please do that. You need some strength.
Yeah.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
Here's the jaw. I just opened the jaw a little bit, and you will notice that this is flopping. Flopping is not good. Why? Because I'm supposed to turn. I'm sorry. I was supposed to turn. And this is no longer flopping, which is the correct position. No? So it looks like this.
Yeah.
You are a right-hander, correct?
Yes.
This base, heavy base, stable base should be on your left look, therefore, right? Put it on the left. And this one can go straight up a little bit. This shouldn't be like, in front of your head while, learning. That's blocking you. This base is on the left so that it doesn't block your hand, okay? If your table is too small, if you have trouble, you're going to tell me, okay? So again, up here, put here, down there, okay? Tell me when you're done.
Okay, I'm done.
Your phone needs to have Zoom. You can install it now or later, but I'll show you how to put your phone, right? So your phone has a main camera. There, the main camera. The main camera should be facing down. The screen should be facing up. The jaw is very strong. You can just push them, and then your phone should be able to sit like this. Main camera facing down, screen facing up.
Okay.
If you don't have a Zoom, you gotta install Zoom first in your phone. Do you have it?
Yeah.
All right. Then you're gonna turn off. This should be on your table now, yeah. Okay, you should be like comfortable with it. Turn on the Zoom here. Connect to this same Zoom room, and then I'll be able to see down to your table. That's the whole goal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we'll just wait for that. And Okay, I'm seeing something good. Why does that happen? Because you should disconnect one of your audio. You should either disconnect from your laptop or from your phone, right? Okay. Okay, if you muting solves the problem, that is okay. Usually it does not solve the problem. Oh, now it does. Okay, good, good. Can you turn on the video from your phone?
Okay, wait.
Take your time. Once you know how to do this, it's gonna be easy. Okay, good. Right. So the first thing you do is to change the camera, right? Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Now, the second thing you do is to do this. You gotta make your phone enter the landscape mode. Currently, your phone is a portrait mode. The zoom follows. Make it to landscape by simply shifting your phone like this, like that, and then you'll enter the landscape mode, right? No, don't do that. Don't do turn your no. This will be too small. No. Turn it back. Turn it back. And then instead do this. Click like that. Do that. Click like, and then you will enter like just how you wanna landscape your phone. Nice. Return it back. Good. Now you will see that your phone is upside down, so it's in the wrong landscape. Like it should be the other way, something like that. I don't know how to describe it. Like if you put a paper on your table right now, it'll appear upside down to me, something like that. Okay, try putting a paper. Try putting a paper. You will see that it's upside down. Like put your worksheet or your homework, something like that. The science paper you want to ask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, this is good. This is good. Yep. It is no longer upside down. Okay. The last adjustment you want to make is that you want to zoom. You want to zoom in the paper. That means I want to be able to read it. You zoom in by pinching out in your Zoom screen. You can. I'm gonna stop my video to make it easier. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. And once you put your paper, put a real homework that you want to ask, right? Put your science homework. Okay, something like that. Open it. Open it to the page that you want to ask. Okay. Oh, okay. The writing is going to be very small, right? Okay. So since this writing is very small, you got to help me by zooming in, zooming in the zoom until I can see the letters lah, at least, something like that. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit blurred. I'm waiting for it to focus. It's almost visible, right? It's almost visible.
No, wait.
Yeah, but it's very blurry because it's small, right? Not your fault. Sorry, not your fault. Yeah. You're moving it good. That's a nice position. I just need a little bit more zoom. Can I confirm that this is your main camera? This is your main camera?
Yeah.
All right, then tap on your Zoom screen for a while, see whether you can focus better. Just tap one step like that. Because it's not focusing also.
No, I don't think you can focus.
Yeah, this is a little bit bad. Can I confirm that it is high, right? It's not low, right? It's not near the paper. This is like high above, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to see this very well. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, there seems to be a problem with the phone here. Yeah, this is not normal. This feels like this is not a main camera. What's going on here?
It is. I think my camera
It
just
is a
sucks.
main camera. Yeah. But it doesn't feel like it. This feels like a All right, Abigail. So, this problem, let's just say that this problem exists because of the small text of the homework. It won't be the case all the time. One, for example, when you're doing on paper, when you're writing a full sketch, your writing will definitely be bigger, and this will work fine. Okay.
Wait,
What I'm saying is that you have learned. Yes, you're saying
do you want to try like something with a bigger paper, like bigger
sure.
font, and then we
Something
see?
like your own working or I don't know, a math homework, maybe. A math homework is usually not this small.
Okay,
Maybe.
I'll pull out something if we.
Yeah, let's see whether that is the problem. Yeah, it is not focusing. Yeah, this is not at this size, I am pretty sure other people's phone can pick it up. This is weird. What is the problem here? Okay, tell you what, Abigail. You have learned how to set it up properly, physically, and everything. This is great. The only problem is the phone. Okay, that's not your fault. I'm gonna see you on church, and we're gonna figure out whether it's the phone's problem or not. Okay, the whole setup is perfect, and hopefully we can use it next week. Okay.
Okay.
As for now, what do we do? As for now, seems like we cannot rely on the Zoom because I cannot read anything. That's the only reason why. So the most basic method, look, you take picture of what you want to ask, send it to WhatsApp, and then we'll communicate using Jamboard. Okay.
Okay.
So for today, we cannot use this. We're gonna solve the problem in church together on this coming Sunday. Right?
All
Okay.
right.
Feel free to turn off your Zoom video. Just take off your phone because you now need to take a picture using WhatsApp. Right? I'll wait for the picture. I'll wait for the picture. I'm seeing something.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I think I can. Okay. I think I can read it, right? So I'm going to put this in Jamboard. This is might as well use your science Jamboard, right? Might as well. Please go into the Jamboard using your laptop, and then we'll talk about what you want.
Okay.
You're saying that you want to focus on questions 6 and 7. Is that what you're saying?
Uh. Yeah. Question 6.
All right, I put the nicer picture on page 6, so you go to Jamboard page 6 first. Just waiting for it to load. Okay. I want you to focus on your Jamboard. I'm going to share my screen for the purpose of recording, but you don't have to look at my screen sharing, okay? Just look at your own Jamboard. Right. Okay, right. Okay. So now, like this, Abigail, I know what you want to ask me, and I reply properly. Now, what is your question exactly?
What is the diagram supposed to represent? What is 22
You mean,
centimeters?
oh, okay, question 6. Okay, understood. So can I confirm that have you done any physics practical?
No.
All right, then this strip of paper, I'm going to try to illustrate what it is, right? So it is a thin strip of paper. Consider a tape paper. It's just paper, rolled up, and then for some reason, sorry, I better throw. Okay, the paper is flat like that. For some reason, there is a pencil which can be tapped. Tap, 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 tap. Whenever it taps, this will create a dot, and this paper is running. So I tap, 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 and then it dot, 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 something like that. You might not know why this is well. What nonsense is this thing trying to do? But that's what this thing is doing. Dot, 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 dot on the tape. Okay, will this be okay so far?
Yeah.
All right. Then this ticker, this is the ticker, is dot, 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 at 50 dots per second. No, 50 dots per second. Okay, yeah. So far so good. 50 dots per second is a lot. So that means if you have 50 dots, which is like a lot, we have 50 dots. I cannot even draw it. That is only 1 second, 50 dots.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is not 50 dots. And furthermore, this is 22 centimeter. This 22 centimeter is a bit of a waste. I already know that 50 dot is 1 second. Why do I want to know how many dots is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This 11 dots. Why would I want to know 11 dots is 22 centimeter? I already know that 50 dots is 1 second. Do you have any idea why they tell you 11 dots is 22 centimeters?
1 dot is 2 centimeters. Like the
Between
scale.
2 dots, you say this is
Yeah.
2 centimeters, right? Which seems useful, but again, do you know why they're telling you this?
No.
All right, then he's asking for the speed, right, of the tape. Okay, maybe what they meant is how fast the tape is being pulled, like that.
Yes.
I think it makes sense that the unit of a speed is like centimeter per second. If that makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Here you go. You know that 50 dot is 1 second. Not sure how to use that. And here you go. You know the distance between 2 dots is 2 centimeter. Hey, speed is something that involves centimeter and second. I'm really trying to give you a hint here. Do you have any idea?
What? Can you repeat that?
One more time. For speed, you seem to need some sort of centimeter, and you seem to need some sort of second. Ada kena?
Yes.
You seem to. You have 50 dots, 1 second. You have that. You have between 2 dots, 2 centimeter. Can you somehow combine this information? Maybe.
Uh, um, I will multiply the 2 centimeters with 49 because there's 50 dots and there are like 49 gaps in between.
All right. Okay. I'm going to ask you to multiply by 50 first, and I'm going to explain later. Okay. Can? Instead of
Okay.
49, it's 50. Right? If we just have one differences, I'll explain later. Right? So try that. Whatever you want it, try. Go ahead.
Yes.
All right. So you got something. Then why do you want to do that?
Um. To find the length.
Of 50 dots. I'm guessing, right? 50 dots.
Yes.
The length of 50 dots is 100 centimeter, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So how do you use that to answer the question? Is that useful? Maybe.
Um.
If you want a hint, please tell me.
Yeah, I want a hint.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, the question tells us 50 dot is created in 1 second. All right, sure, I'll take that. Okay. You work out that 50 dots is 100 centimeter of paper, right? Of paper. 50 dot, 1 second. 50 dot, 100 centimeter.
So let's see.
I believe so, but do you understand why?
Why 50?
I'll put it another way. I'll put it another way. Let's say I want 10 dots. I mean, randomly, randomly. Or you give me a random amount of dots. Give me a random amount of dots.
20.
Okay, 20 dots.
Yeah.
Since they give me 50 dots, if I sound noisy or anything, you gotta tell me, okay? Do I sound noisy here?
No.
Okay. So the question tells 50 dots per second. So if you want 20 dots, there's no problem with that. There's no problem. 20 dots, I gotta work out how many seconds, lah, correct?
Yeah.
Work, there'll be 0 point, right? 0.4 seconds. Okay, totally fine with that. I will also want to work out 20 dots is how many centimeter, and I will get, I believe, 40 centimeter. I believe. Okay. Is this okay so far?
Yes.
Right. So again, 20 dots, 40 centimeter, 20 dots, 0.4 seconds. So I can work out the speed. I can work out the speed. And the speed will be
40 dots a second. Wait, no, I mean 40
no
centimeters a
dot.
second.
No. 40 centimeter. The dots are fine. It's just that they don't want dots per second, right? If it makes sense, they just don't want dots, but they want centimeter per second. You cannot say 40 centimeter per second, okay? Because it's not 40 centimeter per second. It's not. It's not 40 centimeter per second. 20 dots is created in 40 centimeter. 30 dots is created in 0.4 second, not 1 second. Right?
Yeah.
What's the speed then? Again, if you want a hint, you tell me. Yeah, you don't wait too long. Yeah.
Okay, 0.4 seconds. What do I multiply with to make it like 1 second?
I have a better way. To answer your question, I'll answer it two ways. Okay, first, I'll show you the straightforward way. Isn't this 40 second, for 40 seconds, sorry, 40 centimeter in 0.4 second? I mean, isn't that correct lah? Am I correct? Is that
Yes.
okay? And then if you
Yeah.
press the calculator,
Yeah, I get 100.
100 centimeter per second, because 40 centimeter over 0.4 second is the same as this one. And I hope that makes sense. Correct, yeah?
Oh,
Now,
okay.
to answer your question, you want to make it into 1 second, that will be actually more troublesome. Then yeah, I know the answer. The answer is 1 over 0.4. Okay, that's it. 1 over 0.4. But this one also must times 1 over 0.4. This one also must times 1.0.4. And this one must also times 1.0.4. You cannot just change one. You must change, if that makes sense.
Okay.
This will become 1 second, this will become 50 dots, and this will become 50 dots, and this will become 100 centimeters. Something like that. I hope you learned something. Seems like a very simple question, but I believe we are covering a lot of basics here. Right? Now, when you're ready to move on, you tell me what is the next question.
Okay, the next question I want to do is is question 4.
Okay, I'll go back to page 5, Ken, because there's a question 4 there, right? Okay. Now, next time, since it takes a very little time to snap photo with WhatsApp, it's easier if you snap per question. It's just pop, 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 something like that. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's also clearer usually. So now, question 4, I'll read which of the following is a true statement of a concept. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Right. You gotta use your logic. You gotta use your physics. You gotta do it without a real moving object. You gotta imagine it, and you also have to read English. Okay, this question can be troublesome. Now, if you could tell me, maybe there are some options which you already know it's wrong. If you already know, tell me.
Option A.
Is wrong. You are correct. Do you know why? Just checking this. You are correct. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you know why, no need to explain, yeah? B, something like this. We almost never move as a straight line, right? We almost never do that. Even though we are moving as a straight line, we will take a turn and everything, something like that, correct? Sometimes we turn here, sometimes we turn here, and sometimes we do that. Okay, that's just how we walk, lah. Because the things we want to find, the things we want to do is never on the same line. Okay, that's your A and B. So Abigail, you're walking in this line. Okay, just to clarify, the speed is what you follow through here, right? That's your speed. And as a consequence, this whole thing is your distance as a consequence though. Your velocity is measured very straightforward. It's almost too simple. It's like something like that. Okay. So blue is your velocity, red is your speed, and I'm trying my best not to write it down. If you understand, you won't be confused. If you don't understand, you will certainly be confused. Are you okay right now?
Yes.
All right. Then the red represents the distance and the speed. The blue represents the velocity and therefore the displacement. Now, obviously, my velocity here is not the same as my speed. Your velocity is not the same as your speed. Obviously, correct?
Yeah.
How about if you truly move in a straight line, which is very rare? Okay, people rarely do that. If you truly move in a straight line, what is your speed? The red line. What is your velocity? The blue line. Okay, there you go. This is the rare situation where you truly just move in a straight line. Okay, that's my hint for part B lah. Will this be okay?
Okay.
What do you think about B? Is right or is wrong?
It's wrong.
Because there is one case where it is the same. Just one. Good. Part C. Speed of object may remain same even if the velocity changes. I will try to draw, right? Do you notice that I draw a lot?
Yes.
And you don't seem to mind. You seem to understand drawing. And if that's correct, then I have a good news for you. Physics will be much easier if you figure it out by drawing and maybe later by drawing yourself. Right now, I'm drawing it for you lah. That's fair. But that's my fullest intention. I plan to teach it with a lot of drawing instead of just imagining or just English. Okay? You got that?
Okay.
Okay, so for part C, the speed may remain the same if the velocity changes. So you know that the speed is like how fast you walk lah. The speed that when you walk, you experience speed. You almost never experience velocity one. Never. There's velocity has to be taught. You have to think about it. But speed is just how you walk, something like that. Yeah. So imagine speed as how you walk, right? Okay. So I am walking 2 meters per second. That's very fast. Okay. At this. Here I am also walking 2 meters per second. Okay. The way I move is different, but this is 2 meters per second. The way I move here is straight. This is 2 meters per second. That is my speed, not my velocity. Okay, so far so good?
Yes.
Now, obviously, you notice this one, the velocity is also 2. And this one, the velocity is definitely lesser than 2. Definitely lesser. It's smaller, right? Smaller than. Will that be okay?
Yeah. Yes.
So what do you think about option C?
I think it's correct.
Okay. To be very sure, therefore, let's look at part D. Can you work it out yourself, whether it's right or
wrong? It's wrong.
Because it's not always lah. It's not always. Okay, there will be cases where I just draw for you. There will be this case where it does not change. Okay. I'm using drawing. Yes. Go ahead. Yes, say.
When it's like you're walking in a straight line.
no, I'm comparing both, right? In both, my speed is the same. But because the direction changes, then the velocity changes, right? Correct? That's why lah.
Yes.
The first one, the velocity is different from the second one, but the speed is the same. It's just my walking speed. So the statement D say the speed always changes when its velocity changes. Wait a minute, that's not true. That's not always, that's not always. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm using drawing based on your daily experience, right? And then you can understand the English of the physics better, because the English of physics is not easy to understand, because they are using words and concepts that we almost never think about during daily life, right? It'll take some time before you feel the usefulness of physics, so you gotta bear with it. Okay. Anything else to clarify from question 4?
No. Can we move on to question 3?
Three. And so I would rather make a new page and then copy question 3. And then you move to you see I make a new page 5. You go there, please. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm asking you to draw. I'm asking you to draw. Okay. You only have wait. You're using a laptop and a mouse. Am I correct?
I have a stylus.
Oh, you're using iPad. Is that correct?
Uh, no.
What are you using? Tell me what you're using. Okay, I'm interested.
Chromebook.
A Chromebook. Your Chromebook can use stylus. Oh, let's try. Let's try. Okay. Oh, this is a Chromebook provided by your school. Am I correct? Something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
I see what you mean. Okay, let's see whether the stylus works properly, right? Okay, I'm asking you to draw car A, draw car A, draw car B, so that you can figure out its speed and its distance, right? Speed and velocity, sorry. Okay, your drawings. Okay, sure, all right. Right, you're drawing the car, but you gotta draw its movement lah, the distance and sure, and that's nice, that's great. Okay,
And
that's very nice also. All right, and then they are covering the same distance lah, so you purposely do that, and also in 10 seconds, right? You know that. Okay.
yeah.
Will it make you feel nicer if you invent the distance? Just create a certain number here.
Okay. Let's say.
Let's say, okay.
Okay. Let's say 50 meters.
Sure. That's a very nice number, so 50 meters. And that does make us more comfortable. If that makes us more comfortable to think, we should do that. At least in the middle of thinking, you should do that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, to help you think. Okay, now let's see whether it helps you lah. Now, what is so he wants you to talk about the speed and the velocity of the car. I know what they're aiming for, but you just go naturally lah. So what do you think about the speed of car A and car B?
The speed of car A and car B is the same.
I would feel that way. So now, how about the velocity?
It should be the same. 2.
Now, let me tell you what they're aiming for. Okay, then you reconsider your answer. Okay. As for the speed, there is nothing wrong with saying them they're the same. That one is obvious and nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong. In physics, they're aiming for something a bit more subtle for velocity. Velocity is the problem here, right? They talk a lot about vector. Have your teacher mentioned this word vector?
Vaguely.
All right. Then I will explain the most basic thing about vector. Okay. Very simple one. Very simple one. Okay. Extremely simple in the basic form. In the basic form. Let's pretend you're on the road. So there's only this way to go or that way to go. Let's pretend that you're walking on the road. Obviously, you can walk to the left and the right, and we don't care about that right now. Because this is very basic, so it's a 1D movement, a one-dimension movement. You're not allowed to do a two-dimension movement. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Okay, now vector goes like this. If you call one guy normal or plus, okay, so give me a random number.
20.
Okay, I'll call this guy randomly 20. When I say 20, I mean positive 20, but obviously we never mentioned the positive 20. It's normal what, okay? If I call this guy positive 20, then vector means you gotta call the other guy minus 20 or negative 20 more appropriate. That's vector in the most basic one-dimension sense.
Okay.
Automatically, the other guy is minus 20. Okay, let me emphasize this very clearly. Yeah, I can call the other guy positive 20. There is no rule. I can do that. But vector demands you immediately call the other guy minus 20. Either one. Either one. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, this is distance and this is distance. You're correct. Both distances are 50 meters. But when you talk about displacement, which is vector, displacement is vector. Now, again, all he's saying right now is, which one you want to call positive 50? You decide.
Car A.
Okay, then going up is positive 50. Okay, that's totally up to you. You must immediately call the other guy minus 1. Immediately. Okay, since this is displacement, it immediately affects velocity. So car B's velocity is minus of car A. That's the demand of vector in one dimension. I hope this makes some sense. The demand of vector in one dimension is the opposites have opposite signs. That's the best way I can see it.
Okay.
Let me just clarify that you can call the bottom guy plus 50. Totally up to you, but call the opposite, the going up, minus 50. You gotta do the opposite thing. That's all. So if you want to say something like this, oh, the velocity of car A is positive, the velocity of car B is negative. You can say that. I prefer to say the velocity of car A is opposite the velocity of car B, if that makes sense, because that is the concept. You're acknowledging that they're going in opposite direction, basically.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If I make some sense, give it a try. Try write something. I don't think you need to write on Jamboard unless you want to clarify with me. You can just write immediately, right, on paper if you're happier. Okay, save some time.
Yeah, I wrote something.
I cannot see it though, again, because you don't have the video, right? So do you want to clarify maybe you can read it? If you want, we move on.
I sent something.
Oh, you sent me something. Sorry. I don't usually watch my WhatsApp, so thanks for telling. Okay. Both A and B travels at the same speed, but yeah, that basically sums up the concept they want to teach you. So they should be very happy to see this sentence. It gives them the sense that, oh, this girl seems to understand what I'm teaching here. Something like that. Okay. Okay. If you do feel that you understand this opposite thing, then good for you. Okay, this is the most basic vector concept. Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Sure thing. What is your next question?
It's on page. It's on the next page.
Which is question number?
14.
Then you better take a picture of. Okay. In the start of the tuition, after you did some online tuition, you'll realize that it is much easier if you just take a picture of every question you have immediately on the start. In this case, you just snap everything on WhatsApp. Try that first.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you snap 5, maybe you snap 7. Okay. Okay, and it will be much easier if you snap it not upside down. It will be much easier if you landscape your phone, something like that, and then you snap in the landscape way, something like that. You try. Okay, you gotta learn this anyway. All right. Okay, you got something here. Okay, snap this out very fast, right? Snap this, snap that, right? Good. Okay, I'm seeing 3 photos, right?
Okay, let's try question.
All right. Okay, let me tell you something, Abigail. So the reason why I ask people to do this at the start, because today, for example, by right, there's another student, Kirby, lah, right? Kirby knows how to do online stuff. Kirby is sick today, so he's not in, and then we're doing this one by one. If not, normally I would say, okay, Abby and Kirby, put all your questions into the Jamboard. Okay, the easiest way to do that is not by Zoom. The easiest way to do it is what you have done. You send the question to my WhatsApp, but you go to your own web WhatsApp. You have a Chromebook, right? So you can open your own WhatsApp in your Chrome. Have you done it? Okay, tell me when you have done that, yeah? By right, it is a very easy thing to copy paste from your web WhatsApp to the Jamboard. Just whack. I can immediately see all your question in Jamboard, and then I can immediately start to work on them.
Okay.
Okay, that's much better online experience, something like that. Let's try, yeah. Abigail, are you hearing double my voice through the Zoom?
No.
Okay, just checking. Okay, why are you having trouble copy? Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. So as you notice in Jamboard, if you don't take a picture in the right orientation, you have to do additional, oops, I'm clashing with you. Okay. Okay. You do. Okay. I'm clashing with you. All right, something like that. That's big enough for me. And this is why I told you when you take a picture, landscape is better. Right. Okay. And then let's say you're doing this at the start of the tuition. You gotta help me by circling the question that you want, right? In this case, is it 14?
Okay, can we check 14 first? I've done
Sure,
14, but
14.
I'm
Good,
not sure if it's correct.
What is your why are you concerned about? You tell me.
So in the question, it says like the car accelerates at 5 meters a second square from rest.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
from like
Right.
0 meters a second square to 5 meters a second square. Is that what the question is saying?
That is correct in the first second. Only for the first second.
Then how does it?
The problem is the question asks for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you do this question? This is a very important concept. So, I'm hearing double my own voice. I think this is a Zoom problem. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. Cannot do that. Can I do that? Okay, I'm gonna leave meeting and I'm gonna join back. Would that be okay?
Yeah, okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear? Oh, it's a double. Okay, since you're not affected, we'll continue this way. Okay, we'll continue this way. Okay, right. Okay. So this technique I'm showing you will be forever useful. You gotta remember it. You, as a bonus, you will benefit your EMAT also. Later lah, I think at the end of Sec 3 or something. So you will mostly use it for physics and EMAT. Okay, now here's the situation. They ask you for speed. They give you. Oh, wait, this is easy. Oh no, this is the harder type. So I thought it's hard. Right? Okay. Easy. Right. So for the first second, I'm not teaching you the method I'm saying. Right? This is an easier one. Right? So for the first second, I go from 0 to 5 meters per second. Okay. First second. Right? I go from 5 meters per second to 10 meters per second. That's what it means. The acceleration of 5 meters per second. So third second, 10 to 15, and so on and so forth. If this makes some sense.
Yeah, I get it.
So at the end, you will get the 30.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Then, okay. Get to the habit of putting your question into the Jamboard. Because next time I'll ask you to do that at the start.
Okay.
Once you circle the question, I will know which one. Yeah?
Yeah, I put something on.
Okay. I see it already. So, what is your... Wait, this is the same question as question 14. Your answer is correct.
Oh, the answer is correct.
Because you're accelerating at zero. Well, I mean, I guess you're not accelerating. If you're not accelerating, then your speed is not changing. I guess that's how we can make sense.
Okay. Why is it correct?
Because an acceleration of zero means your speed is not changing. Because acceleration is the change of speed. That's what they're trying to... In fact, that's what question 12 is saying, right? Acceleration is change of velocity, or in this case, just say change of speed. That's fine. Okay? The change of speed is zero, so it's not changing.
Okay.
Once you get the hang of it, I'll see more questions pouring in again, and sometimes I can already answer them before you finish the... Sometimes.
Can we go back to page 8? I want to go through question 15.
Good. So acceleration, initial speed. Now you should be able to do this based on question 14. The difference between 15 and 14 is only the initial speed. Correct or not? Am I making any sense, Abigail? Sorry. Abigail, can you hear me? Abigail, are you there? Abigail, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Are you okay? Abigail, are you doing something? Because I cannot see.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay, sure. Okay, that problem is solved when you have the video. Okay. Oh, I know you're doing something, so I don't have to ask. Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
Okay, I got my answer as 25 meters per second, but like
Compare that with question 14, right? If question 14 is 50 meter per second, can question 15 be 25?
no.
Right? Cannot be, right? Cannot be, right?
Okay, I sent something like my working.
No. You're confused. In this case, you are starting at 5 meter per second, not 2. And you're accelerating at 2 meter per second square, not 5. Would that make sense?
No.
All right,
Oh,
one more time. Let's go back. Oh, makes sense. Does that make sense? Confirm you're doing something?
hello.
Yes, Abigail. Yes.
Okay, so like I did my working now, and my answer is now 52.
All right. I believe that's the answer.
Okay.
Are you okay? So far?
Yeah.
Now, The working can be simplified like this. Yeah. 0 plus 5, right? Then plus 5, 5, right? Something like that. Correct? Okay. The plus 5s happens, do you notice that this is just number pattern in sec 1?
Yes.
Okay, so this you should understand as 0 plus 5 times 10, no? Something like that. For question 14 now. Okay. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
For question 15, it's going to be 2 plus 5, 7, blah, 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 correct? So 2 plus 5 times 10, which is 52.
Okay.
It is good that you go through the steps. Because, for example, you make a mistake. Now you know what's going on. After you're confident, of course, you want to take the shortcut lah, if you already understand. Okay, yeah?
Yes.
Your teacher will do the formula method likely. I am currently not doing that at all. I'm just showing you in more detail. I don't want everything to be solved by formula, then you don't understand. But maybe one day you'll feel confident enough to simply use the formula.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just recommending the shortcut based on your pattern, your math pattern, which should be strong.
Okay, I want to go through question 16 now. It's on page 10. I already tried beforehand and my answer is B.
Then I will show you the pattern. 40, right?
Yes?
Right?
Yeah.
Correct. So what's the pattern here? 40 minus
5
what?
times 6.
How many times?
6
10 lah.
times.
Which
Okay.
I believe is the answer. I will now show you the formula. The formula is probably presented to you as like this.
What
This is your initial one. I'm so sorry. Your question? Sorry.
What is U?
Okay, both U and V is velocity. Just substitute for speed right now. Okay? So U is like initial speed. V is like final speed. If that makes some sense.
Yes.
If I rearrange, the point is I'm trying to rearrange, because you want final, right? So I want V, so U plus AP lah. Correct?
Yeah.
But remember, the A will be plus or minus depending. Why do I rearrange? Because now you can see clearly this is 40. This is minus 5 times 6. There you go.
Okay.
Just remember one thing. I teach you what it means, kind of, not from the formula. And you kind of accept that. And now the formula seems to be following the same logic. Okay. The formula has some logic and truth behind it. That's why they introduced to you. But it doesn't mean that the formula is immediately tells you what it means. You want to learn what it means. So in this case, you kind of learn what it means, and you kind of see the formula. It also means the same thing. So good lah. Okay. In MCQ, we don't care, right? Whether you use formula or you use logic one.
Yeah. Okay. I tried question 17 and my answer is A.
So use. Oh. Well, I mean, you're correct. What's your question?
What is the unit, like the second minus 2?
Right. So speed, right? Sorry. So I start from distance. Distance is meter lah, kaya 10. Speed is 10 meter per second. Salah. Now, why so? Because speed is the change of distance. Change of distance compared with change of time. So let me repeat this one more time. It's not just the change of distance. It's compared with the change of time. The normal people will say how fast you change your distance. How fast. The how fast becomes change of time lah. If I change my distance 10 meter in 1 second, I am fast, very fast. If I change my distance 10 meter in 2 seconds, I am slower, still very fast. Speed is a measure of how much you change your distance in how much time. Something like that. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Now, acceleration, to answer your question. Acceleration is what? Based on that logic, very simple one. What is it? Change of what?
Speed.
Correct. How fast you change your speed, which is change of speed compared to change of time. Okay? The same concept as speed with distance, but you do it one more time. There is a reason why we go to acceleration, because acceleration is more important than speed. You will learn that later lah. It is not just for fun. Right? So to answer your question, well, I am changing 10 meter per second every second.
Oh, okay.
Which is 10 meter per second square, or they teach you 10 meter s minus 2. Will this be okay?
Yes.
All right. Remember this. These are good and important questions. Methane should be easy.
Okay, wait. Question 20.
Okay, I see it now. Decelerates. Okay, your question got something wrong, yeah? Maybe misprint. Got it. Okay.
Is that 1 or 2?
Oh, that's 1 meter per second square.
Okay.
Remember, you just asked that. Okay. That's definitely something missing. For example, question 21 is like that. Is correct. Okay. Now, that might not be your question now. Your question is how to do this or what?
Yeah, how to do question 21?
Very simple. 21 or 20?
21.
Oh, 21.
Oh, wait.
So sorry, I thought it's 20. So I thought it's 20.
Let me add the options for C
Right.
and D.
Okay. But isn't it the same as just now, right? 180 kilometer per hour. And then blah, 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 right? Plus two, right?
Yes.
So plus 2 times how many?
10 times.
10 lah. Now, what is your problem here?
Oh,
Tell me what's the problem?
no, I don't have a problem. It's just,
Are you sure?
well,
Okay.
my answer is 200 meters per second.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong.
Oh, okay then.
But why is it wrong? Do you know what's the problem?
No, but I think it has something to do with the word uniformly.
No. The uniformly is there to make your life very easy. It has always been uniform until this point. Because time is almost up, I'll point out your problem. You missed something.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is now a math problem. Okay. Can you convert?
Uh, um, just Okay, now my final answer is 70 meters a second.
I believe that is correct.
Okay. That's all.
All right. Cool. You notice that I explained to you, you understand, you do stuff. So I do have a lot of waiting time, correct?
What?
That's I have a lot of waiting time because I'm
Yeah.
just looking at and that's not a problem. That's not a problem. I'm saying this because now you see why there can be 2 or 3 students at the same class. For example, if there's another student, I'll just be attending to him, you, and there'll still be some waiting time left for me. Usually that's the case. Right?
Yeah.
That is with a lot of question coming in, for example, today.
Okay.
Now, after you get used to it, you will know that, probably you just post all the questions before the tuition. That works a lot. Then I can even start to answer some of them. It becomes faster and faster and more productive for you, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's after a while. So this is the online experience. It should be smooth. And after a while, even faster than today. That's what you should expect. Okay. Now, why am I saying this to you? Because minor reason is if your father asks, you tell him what happens though, this and that. Online does this way, something like that. But the major reason is much more important than that, is because you may want to ask physics, you may want to ask chemistry, and you will certainly want to ask AMAT 1. Okay? So well, that's a lot of subject to cover. Usually I would say 1.5 hour per week. It's physics chem is pushing it, but it's can lah. You'll get good consultation even if you force 2 subjects in physics and chem, because you're combined, correct? That will probably be okay one. Okay. But you can never cram AMAT in one. So I usually say, science 1.5, another day AMAT, something like that. Even if you extend today for 2 hours, cannot fit all 3 in one. I don't think that will ever happen. Right? Something like that. So let's start with a few things today, because we're almost done here. So I was telling you that Thursday you might feel tired. So how do you feel today?
Oh, I'm fine.
Can you imagine extending it to 2 hours? Still good or not?
Yeah, I think
Good.
we can start earlier, like on
Can
7.
try. And the important thing is that we use the 2 hour wisely. So we can try that. If somehow you decide to scale it back to 1.5 hour, that's still good, because every time you need more, you can always extend it. Maybe near exam, or today I have too many homework, or suddenly physics and chemistry are too hard, so I might need more time. You can always up. So it's an option for everybody. It's like that. Okay, yeah. But what to do with your AMAT? Like, how's your AMAT?
Oh, I understand.
Which is great. What's the? Wait,
What?
are you still doing quadratic?
Yeah, I'm still in quadratic.
Really? For 3 weeks? Wait, what? This is the 4th week already. In 4th week, you're still doing quadratic.
Yeah, my teacher is slow.
But he is good and you can understand him,
Yes.
which is important. And you can do the homework.
Yeah, I can.
Let me check a few things. You have already reached the usage of discriminant, Mas Dila. Yes.
I think so.
I'm a bit
Hello?
concerned. No, I'm a bit concerned here. What? Never mind. You say your AMAT have no problem. I'll take it
Yeah.
for now. EMAT also no problem.
No problem.
Same teacher, different teacher.
Same teacher.
So he splits your.
What?
I see why. No, no, because if the it's the same teacher, even though there's a clear separation between EMAT slot and AMAT slot, right? In your schedule, they will say lah, today is supposed to study EMAT, today is study AMAT, something like that, right?
Yes.
But sometimes the teacher can, shift the slot a little bit, because same teacher ma, something like that.
Yeah, she's done that before.
Yeah, or maybe give more to EMAT, or maybe give more to AMAT, or he feels like he want to teach EMAT first, then after that, then teach AMAT. That's up to him lah, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. But still good news. I'll see you on. You're going to Corem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to Corem, when do you usually end?
Around 10, usually later.
Recently later. After it ends, do you immediately go back usually?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you stay a while, just until 10:30?
Sure.
I'll see you around 10:30 and just check your phone, so that things get better.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's all. Right. Good job for today. I'll see you next week.
Okay.